morning and welcome to SouthernCrossGO. Now this is the July news update for 2026, so let's get on with it. Police hunt suspect after shooting injures two at a Canggu bar. I think it might have been in Barawa. Anyway, police are hunting for a suspect shooter after two people were injured in an alleged shooting at a bar at Canggu, North Kuta, Badung in Bali. The incident occurred at the Shady Pig on Jalan Pantai, Barawa at approximately 2:50 a.m. on Friday the 17th, 2026 of July. The suspect allegedly fled Bali following the incident. Badung Police Chief Joseph Edward Purba said officers were pursuing the identified suspect and had secured the crime scene. The incident reportedly began when a confrontation broke out between the suspect and a 25-year-old Chinese national identified by the initials EA. A 32-year-old security guard identified as IMYM attempted to intervene and position himself between the two men. According to police, the suspect then allegedly opened fire at close range. The bullet reportedly passed through the security guard's left thigh before striking the Chinese national, who was standing behind him in the left thigh as well. Both victims were taken to hospital for treatment. A joint team from Badung Police and North Kuta Police has examined the crime scene, questioned witnesses and reviewed CCTV footage from the area. Police have also requested medical reports from both victims. Investigators secured several items of evidence including bloodstained and torn clothing, shoes, socks, jeans and a piece of red fabric. Police also recovered a copper-coloured bullet projectile believed to be linked in the shooting. Authorities say their immediate priority is to arrest the suspect and establish a motive behind the alleged shooting. Wow, a shooting now. There's stabbings and there's bashings and there's kidnappings, but yeah, a shooting's sort of a rare thing. There's guns around, yes, I'm sure, but not too many people really, you don't hear of too many shootings, do you? But anyway. So they caught the guy about the shooting in Jakarta airport, trying to leave the country, and yeah, they've got him detained and he'll go through the process of the court systems, yeah. So anyway, not good news shooting in Bali. Here's another one from Bali Immigration. They seem to be right on the ball in the this year. They're right onto it. And apparently they've detained 62 foreigners in a 20-day Dharma Dawata enforcement operation. Bali Immigration officials have concluded a 20-day operation titled Dharma Dawata Immigration Patrol, resulting in the detention of 62 foreign nationals. The initiative, which spanned regions from Nurai and Denpasar to Singaraja, and was designed to strengthen oversight of foreign activities on the island. Authorities targeted various infractions, including overstays, the use of fraudulent documents, unauthorised employment, and involvement in fictitious investments. Officials stated that these activities threaten the local security, social order, and the region's stability. The head of Bali Immigration Regional Office emphasised, while the operation was conducted professionally and persuasively, enforcement remains firm and impartial. We want to ensure that only foreigners who provide positive contributions and respect local values have the right to live and work in Bali. It maintains it has zero tolerance policy for violators. Those found guilty face severe administrative sanctions, including fines, detention, deportation, and potential entry bans. Okay, good on you, Bali Immigration, they're onto it. And another one from Bali Immigration in Singaraja. The Singaraja Immigration Office has deported 3 foreign nationals from India, Singapore and China for violating their visa conditions. The individuals identified as AKG from India, RN from Singapore and ST from China were found to be working in Bali despite holding visas strictly intended for tourism only. AKG and RM were working as yoga instructors in Badung Regency, while ST was employed to install machinery and provide staff training at a factory in Karanasam. These activities continued to breach the visa on arrival, the VOA, and yeah, they caught them and they're going to be deported. Okay. Another story linked to immigration in Bali. An Australian citizen dies while in Urirai Immigration Detention Centre. An Australian citizen identified as CJHM, 39 years old, passed away on Friday night on the 10th of July while being held at Urirai Immigration Office in Bali. The individual was in custody awaiting deportation due to violations of his Indonesian permanent residence. Background of the case is the Urirai Immigration initiated the case following community reports regarding alleged residence permit violations. Now, what I heard apparently happened, he'd broken up with his wife. He'd been here for 15 years and she'd reported him. He was on a Kitap, permanent resident. He was trying to extend that because he has a child here so he could stay in the country. He has a Holden car restoration business or something here. He'd been frantically trying with immigration to deal with that and new visas and that, and by the time he'd done it he was like 90 days overstay, and she kept complaining about it, the wife, and they ended up putting him in detention centre. And apparently they thought he had a heart attack at first, but then once they realised they watched CCTV and all that story, he'd entered the bathroom or something with a towel and apparently committed suicide. So there will be more to the story. This is just what I've read because there's so many different stories going on about this. But anyway, it's a sad story for him. Anyway. And there's another Russian crime story here. Another kidnapping over cryptocurrency. A Russian man allegedly kidnapped in Bali, forced to surrender cryptocurrency access. A 41-year-old Russian national identified by the initials AL has reported to police in Bali that he was allegedly kidnapped, assaulted and forced to hand over access to his cryptocurrency accounts before being abandoned by his captors. According to the police report, on 9:35 p.m. on Thursday, July the 2nd, AL was returning home from work and his business at the Hedonist restaurant in Badung. While travelling along Jalan Uluwatu, his path was reportedly blocked by a black vehicle. Two masked men allegedly forced him into the vehicle and transported him to a two-storey house where he was held for 30 hours and tortured. He was repeatedly punched and kicked while suspects demanded the passwords for his cryptocurrency accounts. The attackers allegedly confiscated his mobile phone and villa keys before later entering his villa to retrieve a second phone believed to contain additional cryptocurrency account information. The victim said he was eventually released and left on Jalan Prabu Udanya in Jimbaran around 4 a.m. on Saturday, the 4th of July. After escaping, he sought medical treatment and reported the incident to the police. Okay, and apparently he lost a lot of money, like $5 million US or something. So yeah, this is not the first cryptocurrency theft. There's probably about 4 that I've heard of in the last year or so. So anyway, all right, so there's been another murder here right where I live in POHLMANN. Now, apparently a Singapore national killed his girlfriend. She was a young girl from Java. He'd overstayed his visa for about a year and he tried to borrow money off her or something to leave the country or fix his visa, and somehow he ended up murdering her. And her brother tried to contact her for a few days, went around to the house and found her. She'd already been dead for a few days in Jalan Makar 2 in POHLMANN. So I'll read you a little bit about the story. There's not that much information about it here, but on other reports, that's the story that I've got. Now, the police arrested him within 3 hours of finding the body, and he's now in detention. Indonesian police have arrested a Singapore man over the alleged murder of his girlfriend in Bali, saying the killing followed a dispute believed to have fueled by jealousy and money. Investigators have since pieced together the sequence through events through forensic evidence and CCTV footage and witness statements as the case moves forward to prosecution. So it's another sad story, jealousy and another murder. So another story, a Turkish man has in his car run into 8 pedestrians or people I'm not quite sure whether it doesn't say whether they're pedestrians or on motorbikes or whatever, but he run over 8 different people. A little baby was injured. This is in Karabakan, and apparently when the police turned up, they said, well, no one's dead and the injuries are minor, and they let him off and let him go. So maybe there'll be more news to this story, I'm not sure, but yeah, it sounds a bit strange that they let him go. But anyway, pretty sad story there. A little baby got injured. Yeah. The story is Bali police have asked Indonesian immigration to consider deporting foreign nationals that don't wear helmets while riding motorbikes and disobey the road rules and are repeat offenders. So we'll see what happens with that one. And last but not least, Bali limits foreign investment in 18 different business sectors. Bali has officially restricted foreign investors from applying for new business licences in 18 business sectors to protect local micro, small and medium enterprises. Governor Wayan Costner said that the decision follows findings that some foreign-owned companies were exploiting Indonesia's simplified licensing system to enter sectors traditionally reserved for local businesses only. The restrictions have been effective since the May 2026. They cover things such as accommodation, retail, property rentals, consulting, cafes, bars, vehicle rentals, fitness centres and other MSME-dominated businesses. Costa emphasises that Bali remains open to foreign investment, but future investments must support the island's long-term development and strengthen the local economy rather than compete directly with local entrepreneurs. Okay. And so they're under it, which is a good thing. There's just too many foreign-owned businesses here. It's ruining Bali. And that's about it for the July 2026 news report. If you want a proper news report with more with what's going on within the government and that, check out Bruce POHLMANN's channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. It's a great channel. He just does the news weekly. And I hope to see you next month in August for the August 2026 news report. Goodbye from Southern Cross Go.